to pass that feel right. Hosting just jacks, we lift every voice. Re-entry with dignity, give people a choice. Restorative justice, repair what was torn. Conflict resolution, new trust can be born. Family reunification, bringing loved ones back. Hosting just jacks, we stay on that track. Hosting. Sitting with the hurt and the harm in one room. Let truth breathe easy so grace can bloom. Victim offender mediation, step by step. Teaching how to listen and make a safe rep. From cell blocks to classrooms, from courts to the street. Designing programs where real people meet. Community centers and facilities too. Building bridges that carry us through. 50 states traveled, a map full of skies. Showing how to journey with wide open eyes. Workshops and pages, your wisdom in ink. When the world needs mending, you help it rethink. Host of just jacks, we lift every voice. Re-entry with dignity, give people a choice. Restorative justice, repair what was torn. Conflict resolution, new trust can be born. Family reunification, bring loved ones back. Hosting just jacks, we stay on that track.
Guess what? It's Monday, first Monday of March. Do you know what I was told today? I was told that my opening is awkward because of the way I dance when the camera comes on. Guys, if I don't know anything and y'all don't know anything, you should at least know that white girls can't dance. But I'm awkward anyways, and I'm okay with that. And Gabe likes me, so that's good enough, right? Thank you guys so much for being here. I am so hyped. I am so excited to bring you these two guests tonight. So Boris, I have never watched one of his shows other than when sometimes he'll send me shows that he has been on, like through YouTube interviews or something like that. But I've never seen him live in action. And Coach Carrie literally like came from the middle of nowhere like a couple months ago and just boom, she's everywhere. And now she's on my stage, or she will be in just a few minutes. Who said that, William? Bill? I love you. Anyways, I am so thankful you guys are here. Great people in the house already. I want to acknowledge a couple of things. So first and foremost, it is March, the first Monday of March. We've got lots and lots and lots of stuff going on. First of all, if y'all don't know, it is International Women's Month. Okay. It's a good thing. We deserve to be recognized because throughout history, no matter what country you're in, but especially America, women have been they've just been kind of not even included in some of the amazing discoveries and advances and things that they did. Last year in March, every single day I posted about women in history, that have made advances. It was so cool. I spent so much time doing it. I'm not doing it this year, but it was amazing and spectacular. And the amount of marginalized women, our beautiful Black and brown sisters that did not get any credit for half of the stuff they invented, not even more than like probably 99% of the things they invented. Some maybe more recently, but some a long time ago. Leslie Flowers is actually doing a show this coming Sunday at 2:00, and it's all about celebrating women and International Women's Day. So please make sure to tune in if you can to her. She promotes so many people in live shows and everything, and it's really important to recognize that. So glad to see so many people are here. We got Sharon, and we got Yolanda's here, and we got Bill's here, and Gabe's here, and we got Gregory in the house, and we got Chasen and Nick. Christy is amazing as always in here, and we got super recruiters in the house. Great to see you. And of course, Coach Carrie's in the green room. She's getting ready to be on stage, and I see Leanna and Josette. Josette's going to be a guest pretty soon. Did I say that? Yeah, I did. Okay, guys, we got some great guests lined up. I am almost booked up through, I've got one opening in March, but it's kind of on hold for somebody. And then I've only got like 2 or 3 openings in April. Who would have thought I'd get that booked up that quick? So if you want to be on stage, you need to be on stage. I am going to do a special surprise announcement about a show coming up, and I will do that either in between the two guests or at the end of the show. So you might want to stay around because it's kind of cool stuff that I want to share with you guys. I'm really looking forward to it. Jeffrey, great to see you. Thank you for being in the house tonight. Jane, all the way from California. I love it. I love it. Thank you guys so much for being here. You guys are going to love the guest tonight, but a couple more things I want to share. It was just Rare Disease Day. So if you don't know anybody with a rare disease, it is life-changing. It is very intense. And Jay is usually in our show every Monday night, and he has highlighted that and really taught me a lot about that. So if you do see him, if he comes in the comments later, please make sure to acknowledge him and check out his page so you can learn from him. It's something that some of us are very fortunate not to have to think about every day because we don't, or our family doesn't have a rare disease. And when we're talking rare, we're talking rare. And it's something that some people don't even want to acknowledge, let alone try to cure. And then also it is Cerebral Palsy Awareness Month, and I have a very close friend, Jeff Van Dyke, that does have that diagnosis, and he is a huge advocate for teaching people how to be more inclusive and to not have so much stigma against those with any form of a disability. And he is just an amazing person. He actually did write in one of Nick's books on More Than Our Diagnoses. It was the first book that she did on that subject. He is on LinkedIn, so you can go find him. He's also on Facebook. Such a great guy. You will want to meet him. And then some of you know I am going through a journey to try to donate one of my kidneys. And we are in a little bit of a, we're in a little bit of a pause right now, but not, we should hear a little bit more of an update in the next week and a half to 2 weeks. So it's not that I'm not going through it. It's just there was a few little delays in some health things with the person I'm trying to donate to. But March is Kidney Awareness Month as well. Guys, the amount of humans that have some form of a kidney disease, it is literally earth-shattering. The fact that most humans have two and they only need one, and there's still so many people going through this, it's very eye-opening and it's mind-blowing. And I'm so blessed to even be able to say that my body is at this point healthy enough to possibly go through this. So if you know somebody that is on dialysis, somebody that is struggling, somebody that has any kind of kidney issues, keep them in your thoughts a little bit extra and maybe ask them some questions about it so you can learn more as well. So I could keep talking forever. You guys know I could. I see Steven's in the house, Nick's in the house. Oh yes, she loves Jeff too. Remember, I knew him first before you made him all famous and everything. Mike's in the house. I appreciate Linda's in the house. Okay, guys, I am going to stop talking and I am going to bring Boris up. I want to know if you guys have met Boris yet, if you guys are connected with him. If you're not, you need to check him out. And then I also want you guys to put some comments in there for him so you can get to know him better. Are you guys ready to meet my friend Boris? Are you ready? Are you ready? Here he comes. Hello.
Yeah, probably nobody is ready because they don't even know me, but if they do, great.
And how do I know you? I mean, we've been connected for a long time and usually, you know, we show up in each other's circles, but here we are. Look at you.
Yeah, it's more like me bugging you with messages. I guess that's how it goes, you know?
Oh,
and I had no idea that we have something in common. Like this is a minimalistic approach, right? I have like some kind of tree. You got flowers, you see?
That is too cute.
So the setting is kind of similar, you know? It's almost like I tried to match you, you know, even though I didn't know about any of that.
Let's do a close up. Ooh, it's almost like we're in the same room.
Because you have like these flowers. This doesn't bloom, so you know.
This is fake as can be, honey. So it's going to be the same.
This one is real, actually. Yeah, see, it's a money tree. I mean, I have no money, but I got money tree, you know.
I love that. If I had a tree, I don't care if it was a money tree or something else, it would not live very long. So I've got the fate thing going, but I love yours. And I love that it's even on our same sides. That's so cool. Boris, welcome to the show. I know that you have, you've been doing so much with your business and you've really been trying to make sure that, you know, people get to know about what you do and everything. We're going to talk about that in a few minutes, but let's make sure that we do the 3 questions I ask every single guest the first time they come on stage with me. And so my first question for you is, what are 2 things, Boris, that you are proud of yourself for doing or accomplishing already?
I do not usually take pride in personal accomplishments. So to me, whatever I do is irrelevant, but you know, that said, I guess I tend to see my work as a contribution, you know, one small part of a broader progress shaped by many capable people, working on their own in their unique ways, from scientists to bus drivers to janitors, data analysts, doctors, everything in between. So you have a lot of smart people, a lot of hardworking people, and they're doing their part. So as far as I'm concerned, I'm not really that special, just one out of 8 billion people, right? But, okay, I am delighted to be part of what we built at Let You Know, alongside an exceptional team. What we did, we created a marketplace that allows consumers to put their deal research work to work. So all that homework, so they can transact on their own terms. So if someone wants to buy a new car, how does it work right now? Well, they go negotiate with dealers, research prices online. Well, now they have another medium, boom, to do it and take it one step more by transacting on their own terms, so they can bid less, whatever the best offer they have. They just go and Let You Know, build exactly the same brand new car, and that they bid, instant result, done. So there is no back and forth, no negotiation cycle. So we engage our algo, and the engine kicks in, ta-da. If the bid clears a seller's hidden threshold, subject to our matching algo, they win immediately and save money. And automotive is only the starting point. The same mechanism will soon apply to bidding on restaurant gift cards, oil changes, alignments, brake pad changes, haircuts, paintball sessions, right? Airsoft, those sessions as well. Dental clinics, grocery store gift cards, and a lot more. So pretty much
slow you down, Boris, because we need to get back to you. Okay, you're already jumping into your business.
I'm gonna get to it. I'm gonna get to it. It just, the problem is, you see, if I say something, okay, that delights me, I don't think it's gonna make sense unless I highlight certain things. So it's not even being a plug for Let You Know. It's more like as a build-up. Okay, so it's sort of like a long-winded approach to highlight couple key things. Okay, there are two things, because I want to get to the bottom of your question, but it's a little bit technical. So I mean, that's why I want to kind of highlight this. All right.
But
so the
I
point
don't
is,
want anybody to get confused on focusing on you, because even though you don't want to highlight yourself, it's so important that other people say, wow, I should be proud of something I do too. So this is why I don't want you to get too technical, but saying something like, I have created this awesome thing, I offer this to somebody, that is important. It's not being pompous, and it's not being like egotistical or something. It's really saying that I have value. And when you tell people you have value, other people remember they have value too. And that's why I want you to highlight you. And then you can talk about your business in just a little bit, okay? Because even though you're doing incredible things for your business, you are still a human first. And that's where I want you to highlight a little bit more, okay? So I'll let you talk again.
Yeah, but okay, but what I am delighted is more technical things. So you see, like for instance, okay, what brings me the most satisfaction is that we are not replicating, okay, existing models, right? Or tweaking, like, let's say, a certain niche. So for instance, okay, platforms like Uber, those are highly innovative models, okay? And what they've done is they applied mathematical models, okay, to a particular niche. So they used advanced math, matching, and statistical tools to transform a ride-sharing industry by increasing the supply side. My point is, over here, what we've done is we invented the entire marketplace, because Uber is still within one single price marketplace that has been invented like 1,000 years ago, maybe 10,000 years ago. I have no idea. Whenever the first time that people started interacting with each other, right? So in contrast, like I said, we build this multi-price marketplace where multiple prices can coexist. And when I think about all these mathematical models, and when I look at all the patents that we had, and I look at all the hard work that's been put, to me, that brings joy to me. You see, it's not exactly about me. It's about, okay, well, all of us put our neuron power to work, and ta-da, we created something like that, so that's one. Second one, for instance, okay, that's a second contribution. That's the first one that, kind of, I guess, related to Let You Know, right? The second one has nothing to do with Let You Know. So what brings me some kind of, I guess, form of inner happiness is that I developed price estimation methodology that meant to estimate and measure price changes accurately, okay? And that's really important, because accurate price measurement is critical for consumer price indices, right? CPI. And why does that matter? Well, because it has broader economic implications, such as these metrics influence social security payments, SSI payments, right? And also businesses obviously have inflation expectations built into their model because you're looking at input cost forecasting, you look at hedging strategies, which is just a fancy word for insurance policies. Again, something goes wrong, right? Like let's say oil right now is skyrocketing. Why? Because of the geopolitical instability and I guess wars, and all of a sudden, a lot of businesses are going to be hurt or going to be forced to deal with higher prices than expected. Well, one way to manage that would be like, let's say, contracts, insurance contracts, options, etc., to make sure that, well, it doesn't affect you beyond what you built inside your model in terms of predictability, right? And all of those pricing and output decisions, those are pretty critical because that goes back to the GDP and about, the deal with the economic growth, right? And so to me, both of those efforts, they have something in common, I guess. They share this theme where I'm looking at different methods, okay, matching methods or price estimation methods, and they reflect these core real economic, okay, conditions, okay, that affect people's daily lives, right? So their daily lives, obviously, you look at your income, you look at all these different abilities for you to maximize that income. Well, here I go. All of that is where I am delighted that I invented something that I guess has applicability in real world. You see. So there was some kind of build up to it because I highlighted more like a consumer side. There is obviously always a supply side, but
So I love what you do, and I think I get the basic of it, but you were so far over my head, my friend, that I need people to really go to your website. I need them to check out your page to really learn a little bit more in depth on that, because there is no way we can talk about all the cool things you do and how you invented this in just a couple minutes on this show. So I want to get to my next question, and I want you to think about this really clearly, okay? Because no matter how amazing you are, you have your business, you've done all this cool stuff, humans need to keep learning and evolving and changing and growing. Will you share with the audience something that you are working on personally to grow yourself?
Well, knowledge has no upper ceiling, right? So I continue learning different aspects from statistical imputation methods to AI training, right? So for instance, AI is on the front line of a lot of different innovations today. And you look into it, and the first thing that comes to mind, well, how do you make it work? Well, there is a training aspect to it, which is kind of cool. So I like that. And then, of course, there are different, aspects whenever you look at your life that are more personal. And I'm kind of trying to be more patient, to be a better listener. See, I have never had difficulty, I guess, expressing ideas or to be exact. Heck, I can be a total chatterbox. I was interrupting you left and right on the first question. So my point is, you see, I've never had a problem talking. So now I'm trying to kind of contain myself and try to listen a lot more than before. Okay.
I love that. I love that. And I got to tell you though, Boris, there are not many people that can talk faster than me. And so I think you deserve an A for effort for that. I think you got me there. I think we got the same kind of visual. We got the same kind of talky. And I love to say the more people talk, the more cool things that are going on in their brain, because they are creative, they are adaptive, they are learning and growing. So even though you're the one teaching a lot of people this, you told us you still want to learn about stuff too. The minute we stop learning, our brain is like, oh, I guess I don't have anything to do anymore. And it kind of goes into kind of mode, and we don't want that. So I love that. So
that's exactly right. Because what happens is your brain is trying to be really efficient with the energy it gets, right? So it gets oxygen, right? You breathe, you get oxygen into your brain. So the moment that it doesn't need certain functions, it will cut it off. That's why people who go to space, okay, for let's 6 months or 9 months, they come back, they cannot even walk because the brain started shutting those faculties that are not needed. It's actually a real thing. So whenever people are thinking, well, I'm going to go, let's say, to explore Mars or whatever, which is great, fine, you do whatever you want to do, but your brain will start shutting off a lot of things. You see, that you may not even expect to be the case, because in today's world, you are dealing with a lot of things, with a lot of pressure that you are taking almost like for granted, while in reality, your brain is constantly battling those forces, keeping you in check in that equilibrium state, So that's a great point. You never want to be complacent. I mean, that's the last thing you want to do,
And you hit on a couple things. So thank you for acknowledging that. But we have so much more stimulation than people did 50 years ago, 100 years ago, because of all the technology right in our faces nonstop. And so when your brain is like, oh yeah, I don't need to know how to do that anymore, it is going to shut it off. But then other people become complacent and they are just like, okay, I retired, I don't need to do that anymore. Oh, my body isn't physically able to do that, so I guess I don't do any kind of activity anymore. And then your brain does say, oh yeah, you can't do that anymore. You really can't. And so thank you for hitting that home, because I've been really trying to make sure people realize that the minute you tell yourself that you can't do something, you're probably not going to be able to do it. And if you tell yourself that long enough, your brain is going to slow down. So last question I have for you, I did see one or two questions in the comments, and then you can share about yourself too. But my question is, if you could travel anywhere right now, no matter about all the craziness going on in the world, no matter about all the different business obligations you have, if you could go anywhere right now, where would you go to travel?
Probably Patagonia would be it. So that's the tip of the Southern America, right? And maybe go to Ushuaia in Argentina, or Torres del Paine National Park in Chile. But the reason for it is not because I want to, let's say, name all these fancy places. It doesn't really matter to me. It kind of reminds me of something else that I experienced in the past. So I was in the middle of Outback in Australia, and I was driving at night and stopped by in one of their rest areas. They have rest areas everywhere, which is great. Right. And I happened to look up. I wasn't even thinking about anything, just happened to look up. All of a sudden I see, boom, it's almost like an image of my astronomy book, the cover.
Like a meteor or something?
No, you see Milky Way. You see the entire Milky Way nebulas. You're talking about, let's say, whenever you look at the image itself, you see all the pink stuff, okay, those bubbles and things like that, right? You don't get to experience this in the Northern Hemisphere, because Milky Way, well, first of all, we are on the outskirts of the Milky Way. But second, from the Northern Hemisphere, Milky Way is slanted. It's like at a very, very steep angle. Okay, so it's not visible. But Southern Hemisphere is different because it's right above you. So at least those nebula-looking things, okay, are right above you. So it's unbelievable. The image is unbelievable. And so Southern Hemisphere has that kind of advantage. And that was in the middle of nowhere, which was, that outback. You have not zero, but close to zero light pollution. And the view was incredible. I was almost like glued, okay, for hours watching that. And the second place that can mimic this, again, it's not exactly the same. I'm not trying to re-experience something, because you cannot re-experience. It's still going to be different. But Patagonia is also kind of similar in a way. It's a different location. It's not Australia, obviously, okay? But light pollution is also going to be a pretty minimum, okay? You are really close to Drake Strait, so nobody is there, and you still got to experience the same Southern Hemisphere Milky Way just looking above you, right? I mean, and I wanna not relive, but build a new experience that kind of builds on something from my past, So that's why.
I love that. That is such a great answer. And while you were talking about the Milky Way and your experience there, I could almost visualize you in the outback and seeing all this. And I love just how, anybody that's listened to you for even 30 seconds so far in the show can tell just how intellectual you are. You are an intensely intelligent man. And to say that you just wanted to be at peace and look at those stars in the Milky Way, that just gives me all the feels, because I can tell that you go at 5,000 miles an hour all day long, and to enjoy nature like that. That is the coolest thing. And so many people don't take time to do that. And I think it can really mess with their heads as well, because they're so focused on the fast that they forget that there's all this beauty out there, and nature is there to revive us. So I love that you did that. So
plus it's really unique. You're not going to see anything like this anywhere else.
Just anywhere else. Yeah.
Because you're talking, I truly do mean, try to Google those nebulas. You're going to see some purple, some pink. I mean, something incredible. Like look up, like let's say from the northern hemisphere, you're not going to see anything close. And it doesn't mean that we have a bad view. We have our own view.
Yeah.
But if you want to experience something different that makes you think about something that you have not thought before, looking at it, that's going to be it. You see, because life is pretty short. You have finite, span.
Mhm.
And you want to maximize that to increase your experiences so you can also come up with new ideas, share it with the world, and hopefully that's going to make everybody better, right?
I
So
love that would be great. So totally random and different question, but Gregory wants to know if you're an NFL fan.
well, that's because of Seattle. So I guess we have, I wasn't exactly a fan, okay, an NFL fan, but Seahawks did really great. So I was one of those bandwagon fans, So they were doing great. I was cheering for them. So,
I love that.
so,
I was
so it's pathetic, but that's what it is,
I am the same as you. I'm like, what team are we talking? What kind of game? But I
No, but
actually
I mean,
had
I was paying attention to them, obviously, even before. I mean, they won in, I think, 2016 when Paul Allen, was still alive. So obviously a great team. I like the strategic, like to me, okay, it's not about the game as much as what I do enjoy is the strategic aspect. So for instance, when they play Rams before the playoffs, there was this one point which almost like never happens. So maybe it happens like once every, I don't have no idea, 50 years or so. There was this point that they earned when the pass was kind of like considered to be backwards or something like that. There is like this fancy term for that. Yeah. I don't. But anyway, so to me, that strategic aspect was something interesting. So I started reading about the rules, right? How the pass. It's almost like because you're throwing the pass, okay, ahead, right, to somebody who's going to catch the ball, get it to the finish line, right? Well, this time it kind of deflected backwards and then they scored. And that's considered to be really, really unique, okay, or rare, I guess.
nice.
And so to me, I like the strategic aspect of the game itself, just like, any other game, like hockey, etc.
Totally see that with you. I am certain Gregory will be putting in the comments the name of that pass you were talking about because he knows everything about sports. And when he starts talking sports, I'm just like, I don't know what my name is anymore because he's got so much knowledge. You got so much knowledge on so many other things. And so Nick wants to know, did you love tech as a kid? Was this something you expected to be passionate about as an adult? Were you always looking to do something technological? Or when did this start for you?
Yeah, I think it was a combination of many different things. It wasn't like, let's say, I was looking at the computer. At first, I didn't even have a computer, So, so it was more like something I saw at libraries, right? Like, let's say, oh, there is a computer over there that I can use, and then later on, the internet popped up. But it was just a combination of many different things. I was obviously I love technology. I mean, not because it's so cool just to love it, but because it does make progress exponentially faster. So I do like that. And I remember back in my early days, I'm talking about like, let's say when the computers were just getting better and better. It was like Pentium 486, I believe, or 386. I don't know, one of those. Okay. And all of a sudden you can see that the speed of like, let's say, certain games or whatever you want to use increased like several times more than before. And I was looking at the correlation between like, let's say a new model and the speed of certain things. And that kind of like excited me, from a technical point of view. And then I started thinking, well, if you actually increase the application of it 10 times fold, all of a sudden it's not going to be a linear relationship, it's going to be exponential. Things are going to be feasible a lot at a lot higher level than whatever you think would be possible, let's say if you just increase it by 10 times. So and that's more like a mathematician in me that started noticing this. And also my grandpa, he was a physicist, so we talked about mathematics quite a bit, from calculus to even the differential equations and so on and so on. Even when I was like, let's say in middle school, I wasn't that great at anything. I mean, I would be still not great at anything, but I mean, I do my best, I guess. But it kind of fascinated me, all these different mathematical models and the application of these models to the real world, what it can do, and that's where technology meets, that. The outside world.
So Mike has this question for you, and I don't even know if those are made up words, if this is a real question, or can you read what's on the screen right now, Boris? Because I don't even know if I can pronounce that. He says, do you collapse computational explosive brachial space into the now? Is that a real thing, or is he being silly?
I have no idea. I mean,
Okay.
I'm not an expert in all of these things, so no idea what it is. But maybe what he's talking about is you used to have, like, let's say, this sequential programming, okay, and now it becomes more, especially with, like, let's say, quantum computing. It becomes more like uh, parallel, where you can, instead of like 1 0 1 0, because you have statistical states for every single thing. So now instead of, like, let's say, doing it sequentially, all of a sudden, okay, the spectrum of what you can do increases at an increasing rate. So whenever you look at, let's say, your second derivative, the second derivative is positive of the growth of that. So maybe that has something to do with that. Maybe not. Maybe I'm totally off. So
I love that. Way more than my brain can handle. Gary came up with the word lateral pass. So he thinks that's what you were talking about with that football term before. So I love that. Boris, believe it or not, your time is flying by. So I want to give you a chance to kind of share one or two last things that you wanted to make sure that we talked about tonight. I know there's a couple of people that are already talking about booking you, wanting you on a show. They want to get to know you more. They're loving your energy, your knowledge, which, like I said, you got a lot of knowledge in you. You need to be doing your own live shows and teaching us some stuff for sure. But I want to give you the mic for about 2 minutes and then we will be done. It goes so fast. So make sure when you're done, go back to these comments because you're going to have some questions and some different people talking about things that they want to connect with you for sure. Okay.
Yeah, sounds good. Sounds good. Well, I did hit, a few points on a demand side, I guess, when I talked to the marketplace, and then you invited people to go to letyouknow.com, to visit what our marketplace is all about. Soon you're going to see a lot more. But I want to switch gears. I want to talk about something else, like, let's say, something that's invisible on letyouknow.com, and something that actually has something to do with the real world and this exponential growth of all these different tools that are available to us, right? Because a lot of people are, let's say, concerned AI will take away jobs or whatever, right? So to me, okay, so let's look at from another angle on letyouknow.com that you cannot actually see on letyouknow.com from the supply side. What it means is this, okay? Whenever you open any business, and that's true pretty much across the board, it makes no difference what kind of service or product you build. The first two questions you're going to be facing from investors are going to be what kind of price you're going to have for the product that you just invented, okay, or service. And the second question is where are you going to get customers and how you're going to generate revenue, right? So my point is, let you know, without you going on letyouknow.com and not actually seeing this, let you know addresses both of those concerns. So imagine how cool it is that all of a sudden you join some marketplace and you pay nothing and you get customers and you have this, because we have a myriad of prices that coexist at the same time, right? So you all of a sudden get not only access to customers for free by doing nothing, but second, okay, you get the data, the entire demand surface at your disposal. All you have to do is just click one button, boom, download that, put it into your favorite AI, open the AI, or maybe a Claude or a Gemini or whatever, and it will spit out and tell you exactly what kind of price you should charge publicly on your website and what prices you should set on, let you know, within seconds on those hidden thresholds, matrices that we deal, okay, on the supply side for all of our entrepreneurs. And that's amazing because now all of a sudden you are getting customers, you are getting misbid demand data, you are getting everything by doing absolutely nothing.
I was just going to say almost doing nothing really, right?
No, that's what I'm saying. You just focus on inventing something. That's what you got to do. As a business person, just invent something. The rest will be handled by let you know, without you ever, even doing this snap of the fingers kind of gesture, okay? It's just going to be done for you. That's actually amazing. And that's not something you're going to see on letyouknow.com. I can tell you that much.
I love it. So we're about done. I've got one more question. You can choose to answer this one or not, but Bill wants to know where you're from. I know you're in Seattle, but I don't know if you want to share anything else.
I was born in Russia a long time ago. But yeah, I'm in Seattle. Yeah, live in Seattle. Lived in Seattle for a long time too.
So Bill does a show every Sunday and it's 4 o'clock Eastern. So that would be like, I think 1 o'clock for you. He is fascinated by all you're talking about already. So he's one you're going to want to connect with and make sure. I mean, if you go to his show, he's not going to rush you like I do. He will let you go way past even an hour. So thank you so much for taking the time for being with us. I know I was trying to get you to focus on those 2 questions, but you shared so much about your business in those first 2 openings that I think people like you enough already. They're going to go find you. Okay. So check out their comments and I appreciate you being here. Thank you so much for spending time with us, Boris. It has been great getting to know you more and keep sending me your posts and I will keep trying to support them as much as I can. Okay.
No, thank you. I appreciate all of you guys and you, Jackie, in particular, for inviting me to be at least taking part of this awesome show that you have. So thank you so much. And don't even feel bad about interrupting. You're doing your best to keep it structured, to make sure that all of us have a chance to speak and talk about ideas that are dear to our hearts. And I know Coach Carrie has a lot more interesting things than me. So you guys are in for a treat, you know. So if you know, so enjoy. So thank you so much.
Such a gentleman. I appreciate you, Boris. Thank you so much. Guys, I sometimes think I'm a pretty intelligent woman. I mean, I do a lot of really difficult work, but I don't talk about the kind of things that he just can know off the top of his head. I would have failed every one of his college courses if he was my professor because he is way too, like, the detail he has, he is using so much of his brain. Guys, we don't use enough of our brain power. And I appreciate him so much. And I feel like I learned 10,000 things and then I got really confused while he was sharing stuff. Check out his business. He wants to save you time. He wants to be able to get you to be doing very cool things. So I am so excited. We have been having a lot more people join. Thank you guys so much. Do you know who the next guest is? Some of you guys have been seeing my post, right? I've been trying to hype her up just like I was doing Boris. She's been hyping herself up. If you have not seen her on a live yet, guys, are you sleeping? Because she's been, I think, 12 show invites in like a couple days. People are like, be on my show, be on my show. And I'm like, oh, she already locked me in. So I got her. Are you guys ready for Coach Carrie? Because I'm ready for Coach Carrie. Guys, go and make sure that you're following up with Boris, connecting with him, checking out his business, check out his website. As you're listening, Miss Coach Carrie, come on stage. Here she comes.
Hi. Are you able to hear me?
I can hear you. You make me just kind of want to smile when I see you. It's like I knew which glasses you were wearing today, but when you come on your show or somebody else's show, I'm always like, what's she going to wear? What color are we doing today? Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me. I'm super excited to be a guest on your show. This is amazing.
And I'm trying to remember if you were in the comments randomly one night, like you stumbled on the show before I actually saw you on anybody else's live, or maybe we saw each other in the comments of a show or something, but all of a sudden you went from, I've never heard this lady's name to everywhere I'm at. It's amazing how fast you went. So I want to jump right into our 3 questions because then I want you to be able to talk not just about your business, but your growth. And I know that you are looking for increase in your subscribership. So you're really trying to grow mostly right now on both your YouTube and your Substack. Is that correct?
That's correct.
And do I have it spelled right up there?
Yes, you do.
Okay. Because I actually copied what Boris gave me, so I knew his was right. But I was asking you in the meeting we were in a little bit ago, I'm like writing it down. I'm like, please don't tell me I screwed it up because I know I'm already following you on both, but I didn't have time to like look it up. So yay. Coach Carrie, 2 things that you are proud of yourself for. And this is not I don't want to talk about myself thing like Mr. Boris was trying to do, because every human is so valuable and you deserve to highlight what you have done that is amazing, because there are some humans that forget how amazing they are. And when they do hear about other people's accomplishment, then they can remember how cool they are too. So go ahead.
Absolutely. So I'm proud of quite a bit of things about myself, but my most prized accomplishment has to be being a mother. I believe that I am an amazing mother. My son is 15. He may say otherwise, but we're going to stick with my version. Okay. And so I just am so excited. I adopted my son when he was 6 months old. And now he's 15, and it has just been an amazing, amazing, amazing journey. And so I would say that the second thing that I'm most proud of is my ability to make authentic connections. I love humanity. I love people. And so the ability to make authentic connections with people and to help other people make authentic connections just really resonates with me. That's something else that I am extremely proud of. And I have to say this because it's still Black History Month for me and it's Women's History Month. I'm excited that I know how to swim. Okay. I love aqua aerobics and water aerobics. I know you asked for two, but I just had to throw that little extra one in there.
I love that so much, so much. Boris, I don't know if you know, but unless I spelled it wrong or something, Mike says he can't get onto your website right now. So I wanted you to see that. I got a question for you, okay? Because you're talking about these authentic relationships, and I have seen it in live action, the way you respond to people in comments and the way you, when you are on a show, or if somebody has like an open stage and they're like, anybody want to come up? Boom, you're up there and you're talking authentically. You're not just trying to be like, hey, schedule an appointment with me so I can save, I can do all your business or whatever. So I got to ask you, because you have a 15-year-old boy, does he even want to go to the grocery store with you, or are you making connections with every single person in every aisle up and down the store?
Well, what's funny is that we do DoorDash, Uber Eats, or Instacart.
There you go.
So my authentic relationships really come from social media. I've probably been outside, like where I drove my vehicle to go somewhere, maybe twice since December. I have everything that I need at home, and people come to my house frequently. And so there's really not a great need to leave, but I do go outside whenever there's sunshine in this great state to make sure that I'm getting my vitamin D3.
Oh, I love that so much. And I tease you about that because my kids at a very young age are just like, please don't make me go in the store with you, Mom. You're going to talk to everybody. So I started like walking with my eyes down so people like wouldn't make connection with me, just so my kids would go to the store with me. It's the craziest thing. I love those two things that you shared. And I think there's so much value in that, you being your mom self and then you being your professional social self that we get to see here on LinkedIn and so many of the other platforms that you're on. So even though you do have this business of your own, you've done so many great things. You adopted a baby. I mean, not just any human will take that on. That is such a huge accomplishment. I don't judge people by what's behind their name, how many years of college, any of those things. I actually just started putting my credentials behind my name about, I think it was about 5 months ago or so. And the only reason I did that is because I'm trying to get some different speaking gigs. It is not because I'm trying to say, oh, I've had this and you don't have that. But the fact that you are a human that was willing to adopt a baby, like you just outrank every single person that has credentials behind their name. I just got to tell you that. And I am seriously serious about that. So thank you. So even though you've done all those cool things and amazing things, what is an area you're still growing in? Where is some place that you are wanting to learn more or do differently?
A place that I'm still growing in is technology. I absolutely love technology. But there are new platforms, for instance, Substack, which I just recently joined, and just trying to figure out how it all works. So each platform is different. Each platform has people with different income levels. Each platform has people that have different goals, dreams, and desires. Certain age groups are attracted to different platforms. So learning where to say what to whom and when has really, really been interesting, and what to use to go live and what to use for your newsletter and what to use for your podcast. So many nuances in technology, but I'm here for it. I absolutely love it.
I love that you're excited about learning this. I go through phases where I'm super excited to learn. And then I'm like, please don't, I can't even check my DMs right now. I'm so overloaded with all the different things. And it's like, there'll be times I literally forget I have an Instagram account. I used to forget that I had a TikTok account. I started with Substack quite some time ago. I don't know what to do on it. Do I want to spend time on it? I don't know. So I love that you're excited about it. I am like trying to every single time I learn something new techie, I swear I like do a little happy dance and I'm like, nobody even realizes. Do you know I just figured this out? So if you learn stuff, you can trickle down to people like me that I can trickle down to other people. And I love that so much for you. And I hope that you learn all the things and you find your perfect places that you want your voice out there for the right audience that really lifts you up, whether it's lifting your business up or lifting all that good juju like we get to see of you here on LinkedIn. I hope any other platform is just as good for you. So you mentioned you don't leave a whole lot. There's not a lot of stuff you need outside your home because you have things coming to you. But say you could go anywhere in the world, whether it's for vacation, to visit somebody, whether it's just because you want to, where would you travel right now?
Well, let me clarify. I don't have to leave a lot, but I'm definitely, as we say, well, this is my Chicago slang coming out. That's where I was born and raised, but I'm in them streets. Okay. So I would love to go to St. Lucia. I saw St. Lucia years ago when I was looking at places to plan a wedding, and nobody could afford to go there, so it ended up being in Vegas. But but the nice thing, I love the water. So anytime there's an opportunity for the water, count me in.
Oh, I love that so much. So Lark Ambrose, she used to be super active on LinkedIn. For some reason, I just don't see her as much. So I don't know if her work life or home life is just a little more busy, or if maybe she transferred over to a different platform. She used to be part of Felipe's Social Saturday chat with the group of everybody on Saturday. She actually lives in St. Lucia. So if you can
Oh, I gotta find her. Hey girl. Hey bestie.
I know, right? Can I come visit? And it is just beautiful there from the sounds of it. So yes, you will definitely want to. And I can send you her actual name after the show so I can make sure that, because I never pronounce it right, I'm sure. But I love that. And you said you were from Chicago originally. We talked about that on a different show. If you were to drive about 3.5 to 4 hours north, it depends on how much construction and how much traffic, you would get right to me, right on Lake Michigan. The views of sunsets from my Lake Michigan, so much better than Chicago's because we are straight across.
We'll talk about it offline. I don't want to fight on your show. It's your show, so I'm gonna let you have that one.
Honey, I've seen a lot of Chicago sunsets, and you kind of got the angle going. We got the straight thing. Come up and
know where the most beautiful sunsets are?
Tell me.
La Jolla, California. I used to drive when I lived in Vegas for 14 years. Okay. I would actually drive to La Jolla, 4-hour drive, similar to our distance apart. And I would go there specifically to have lunch and watch the sunset. Absolutely nothing like the sunset over the Pacific Ocean. But I'm going to have to go east to Florida so I can watch the sunrise.
Well, if you join the 2350 network, she was in our Friends and Family Night tonight. We're going to be down in Florida in November. We're going to be right by Christy Williams.
I got to meet Christy Williams because Christy D. Williams is the reason that I'm a part of all of this amazing opportunity to network and socialize and meet people. I was communicating and she introduced me to these beautiful people, and here I am.
I love that so much. Because when you randomly just started popping up everywhere, you reminded me of Christy. So Christy and I met through the audio room. So that was before these lives had to happen. You could just literally listen on your phone. Nobody saw you. So you didn't have to have your hair done or fancy glasses or anything. She would show up all the time.
I sleep like this.
Oh, you're beautiful. Yeah, this doesn't show up quite like this. But she was in every single show and she was clapping us on and all the things, but you couldn't see like typed out comments when it was the audio rooms. And then one day we ended up in a Zoom meeting together. And I'm like, actually, I think it was like through the virtual wellness experience or something like that. It was like a conference thing. And I'm like, she's a real human. I was starting to think she was almost a bot because she was everywhere. And as soon as you started popping up like that, I'm like, oh my gosh, they have the same vibe. And I just gravitate towards that so much. So I appreciate that. So Dr. Tanya said that she is getting kicked out a lot. Dr. Tanya, I got kicked out of my own StreamYard twice before we went live. It was the weirdest thing that's never happened before. There's been so many glitches. Wednesday night, my camera camera went out during Wishful Wednesday. There's just been so much weirdness. And I know a couple other hosts have talked about it. So if you guys get glitched out, I just put my YouTube channel below. That way you can still watch the rest of the show, learn a little bit more about Coach Carrie. If you had to get kicked out earlier, go back and you can still watch Boris. It'll be on repeat after the show's officially done. Felipe had a question for you. He wants to know, what is the biggest inspiration in your life? What has been the biggest inspiration?
My mother. That's a simple question. Felipe, come on, you don't have anything harder than that. My mother.
You didn't even hesitate.
My mother has been my biggest inspiration. My mother passed away at the age of 39, but she taught me so much before she passed away. She taught me about love. She taught me about connecting. She taught me about humanity. People would be at our home all the time. My mother would cook big meals, and people from the neighborhood would come over to eat. We've had people that have come to our home that had to live with us because they didn't have another place to stay. And so all of that inspired me to be the best person that I can be. My mother used to say, live your life in such a way. I'm not going to cry. Yeah. My mother used to say, live your life in such a way that people are blessed just from having known you. And I carry that if you know me, it's a blessing, and I'm going to do something to bless you, whether it's sharing your post, sharing your comments. Sometimes it's financial, whatever the situation is, depending on what the situation is. My goal in this life is to be a blessing to every person that I come in contact with.
Oh, could you imagine if we all had your kind of mom growing up, how nice this world would be? I mean, that is intense, Coach Carrie, and I thank you so much for sharing that with us. And the minute you read that question, or I said it, you didn't even hesitate for mom. And I think any of us that are mothers, I think that's like our hope that someday our kids would say that about us. But, when there are certain ages, you kind of wonder, do they even need you anymore? Do they really, think of you as that person that maybe some of your colleagues or friends think of you? And to hear you talk about your mom like that, it just warms my heart. So thank you very much for sharing that. And the fact that she's sadly no longer with you, you can remember that and you can learn and teach all of us about that caring heart. So thank you for that. All right.
Daddy, I love you too if you're watching.
Oh, I love that so much. So Chrissy wonders if you have any pets.
You know what? I had a Bichon Frise, right? Of course, my dog would be uppity. However, again, blessing other people. I had a friend whose daughter needed, if you will, a pet. And so my dog lives with them, and I do visit them frequently. Because dogs have really great memories and they remember people. And so I don't want him to experience that sadness, of longing. And so we do visit, but my dog lives with a friend of mine because her daughter needed a dog and they weren't able to get one.
That is amazing. That's amazing. And I want to make sure that you see Christy's comment that she can tell you what a blessing others. I know, right? All the warm and fuzzies, right? You deserve that. All right. It is your turn. I want to turn the mic over to you, give you a few minutes to really talk about some of the things that are on your heart right now. What do you want people to know about you, how they can connect with you? I'll put your link again for being able to follow you on your socials and everything, but share some stuff about you, Miss.
Well, I have to start with this because I did see this in the comments when Boris was talking. And one of the things that I loved about Boris was that his mind is so amazing. So people who are sapiosexuals, listen, Boris, get into it. Some people love people who are highly intelligent. And the fact that he is loquacious, and I saw a comment about him and Bill kind of being able to keep up with each other in terms of conversation. Listen, women find that sexy. I can't speak for the men, but I'm just telling you that someone who is loquacious all day. So moving on about myself, I just wanted to put that out there, okay?
Putting it in the universe.
Maybe get into Boris DMs. No, let me stop. I'm not a relationship matchmaker. Don't bother that man. And so about myself, I, again, love helping people. My professional life, I'll just start there. So I was a school teacher for 20 years. I had some financial challenges. I said I was going to get my money out of retirement. They said, no, you're not. I thought I had a 403B. They said, no, you don't. And I just knew that other people were in this situation that I was in. And I realized that there is a one size fit all for most companies for retirement plans. but there's really no one size fit all life. And so I took it upon myself to get licensed, to go talk to school districts, which is my client base, to make sure that they are individualizing teacher retirement plans, because different people have different retirement goals. And so that's what I do. That's what, kind of keeps the lights on. And in terms of my personal life, what I absolutely love, again, is just connecting with people on social media platforms. This has been an exciting journey to be able to meet so many amazing people. And you mentioned earlier that I've been invited to 12 shows. I just got 3 additional invitations today. So there is a method.
And Dr. Tanya is going to reach out to you too.
There is a method to the madness. Dr. Tanya of 2350 Network just invited me to be a guest on her show. I'm going to be a guest on William Rochelle, but you can call him Bill. I'll be a guest on his show again. And there's just so many amazing people. And if you're not connecting with people, I really believe that you're missing out on insurmountable amounts of wealth. Now, wealth comes in different forms for different people. There's financial wealth, there's your health, and then of course there's this opportunity to network and to connect with people. And if you're not connecting with people, I just feel like you might be missing out on an opportunity, whether it's for an income opportunity for a job, whether it's an income opportunity for a business, whether it's an opportunity for wellness. There's a wellness seminar coming up on March 20th and 21st with Dr. Tanya and Damien. So there's just so many great things that's happening on the platforms, learning about what people are doing, and you might not need it. See, most of the people I meet with, Jax, for my coffee chats, they're not going to be my clients unless they're a school district, right? They're not going to be my clients, but I still meet with them anyway to find out what they're doing, what they offer, because somebody that I know is not a school district business decision maker. And so somebody that I know might need anything that anybody on LinkedIn or any other platform has to offer. And so the more I know about what other people do, the more that I'm able to link and connect people to resources. You may need information about food pantries. You may need information about medical services. You might just need information about where you can go get your hair and your nails done. Okay. And so whatever it is that people need, the more we know about what other people are offering, the better off all of us are going to be. It's really about that exchange of services. So if people connect with me for a no pitch coffee chat, then I can learn about what they do. Anytime I'm on a show, I promote the show. If I'm not on the show, but I plan to be in the audience, and by being in the audience, I mean actively engaging in the chats, then I promote those shows as well. And so I just think that it's important for everybody as much as possible to work together so that we can all get through this thing called life. They say, what is it, YOLO? You only live once. And so why not live your best life, to the best of your ability?
Mic drop right there. I tell you, girl, I mean, seriously, we get one life, and Boris had alluded to like 8 billion people or the fact that we are even living and breathing in this world at this time in life with technology and being able to have global friends across all these countries by just typing a couple little things in. Don't waste this opportunity to be cranky and to be miserable and try to compete with people or throw people under the bus or, try to subject them to ridicule just because you want to try to feel better and have them look worse. No, that's not how you elevate, and you will be found out. You may get away with it for a minute, but people are going to see your true colors. And Coach Carrie, there is nothing about you other than your beautiful, colorful glasses and everything that shows that you have any other true color than that authenticity you bring. I think I used a word the other day when you were in a thing that when I hear you and when I see you actively engaged in the comments, the word being present. Mm-hmm. Your presence. You are not just, I'm going to check 5 other social media pages and talk to somebody on the phone while I'm in their show. You're actually engaged in that way that makes people feel heard and welcomed and supported. And I can't thank you enough for doing that in my show, of course, and in so many shows of other people that I really care about that are hosting shows. A lot of people don't understand, if you've never hosted your own live show, You might think, oh, it's just a fun thing you do. No, you have to pay for this platform.
Mhm.
You have to schedule your life around a consistent time so people start showing up. You have to try to get guests. You have to have information. You have to decide what kind of clothes you're going to wear, all the things. And some days you're not feeling that great, or you're having a rough day yourself, or the emotions are playing. People don't understand that. So when I see people like you showing up in the comments, being there for people, I'm just like, yes, there's somebody that really cares. So I can't thank you enough. Again, we could talk nonstop, and I do need to have you just say one final thought, and then I've got to wrap up the show because a lot of people are here. They want to hear you and Boris go back and comment to them and connect with them. And I'm sure you have to double check your calendar to get on a whole bunch of other shows coming up. So what is a final thought that you want to leave everybody with tonight?
So my final thought is really about what you just said when you talked about presence. The present is a gift. And so that's part of what I want people to walk away with. A lot of times we get stuck in what happened yesterday, what happened the day before, and it affects how we're feeling in the now. But all of those things are just thoughts. And so your reticular activation system, your mind will focus on whatever it is that you're thinking about. So if we can better manage our thoughts, then what we focus on is going to expand. So I know there are a lot of people who are in need of money, who are in need of food, who are in need of love, who are in need of positive energy. Just find your I am statement that goes with what you want in life, regardless of whether you have it or not, because your mind doesn't know the difference. So I am a money magnet. I am a person that people want to invite to their platform. I am a person that loves to build authentic relationships. Whatever it is that you want, focus on the present using your I am statements and attract whatever it is that you want into your life.
I just love you to death. Thank
I
you.
love you
Thank
back.
you. Thank you. I feel like I've literally known you for years, and that's not something I do with just everybody. So thank you so much for spending time with us. Thank you for getting people to come to our show. Like there's a couple of people just from your link, because it shows me if it's from your link or not mine. But I want to make sure that Beatrice gets a little shout out here. We love her. Yes, we do, don't
Hi,
we?
we love you back.
Love that. You have a great rest of your night. I can't wait to see you as a guest on all these other upcoming shows. I will see you soon. And thank you so much again for spending time with me. I appreciate you, Coach Carrie.
Bye. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, I really think if the show could have went like another hour, I would have had both Boris and Coach Carrie on at the same time, because they were just vibing off each other in the green room. They're really into each other's brain power. I think it's going to be a match made in heaven. Maybe Coach Carrie's going to have Boris on her show one day. You never know what could happen. And we can say it happened on Just Jackson Guys. Guys, thank you for being here. I've got one more special announcements for those of you guys that are waiting till the last minute. I appreciate you. I know some people jump off as soon as their person that they came here to listen to was done, but I got to tell you guys, there's something special about doing this show. And there have been some amazing people making connections with each other. Like I said, oh, they saw them on my show. I take a lot of pride in that, okay? Because I don't charge a fee to be on my show. I don't screen people out that are just my friends or something like that. You know, Boris and I had never had, well, even Coach Carrie and I, no, we kind of did tonight, I guess. But we had never done like a coffee chat. We had never done a Zoom meeting, never a phone call. And I trust people when they come to the stage, they're going to bring their authentic self. Yes, I have a little mute button or to delete them if they get off track, but I send everybody out a message that says you just have to be respectful. That's all I ask, because this world is a better place when we come closer together, when we aren't so far apart. If we're like, yeah, I don't need to know her, or, you know, he's not my kind of business, so I don't need it. No, drop all that. Get to know each other. Your world will become a better place. Maybe you'll get business out of it, or maybe you'll just make a friend, or maybe you will realize that somebody else is cheering you on, even though they don't need to be cheering you on. So are you guys ready for my, it's kind of like, it's not even a surprise, really. It's an acknowledgement. So this is the first Monday of March. We've got all of March. I've got everything booked except one day. Next week is going to be amazing. 2 super special people. I have been waiting to get any on my show for since before I even crafted this show. I'm like, how do I get him if I ever do a host? He's going to be a guest. You're going to love the other guest too. And I'll be posting that maybe in a day or so. But April, the first Monday in April, guys, And it's a super important month because, as Gregory reminded me, it is Autism Awareness Month, okay? But the first Monday in April is a reserved day. I've already had a couple people confirm with me that they're going to join me. But the first Monday in April is 1 year that I have been doing Just Jackson Guests. Guys, I have not missed one show. I came when my son was in the hospital. I've came when I'm sick. I've came when I've been on vacation. I have came to show up for the guests that come here and the guests that are in the comments, because even when you're commenting in a show, you are building relationships. And if the show wasn't here, there's not really any other shows that I really see go off at this exact time at night, at least in my connections. You might have other shows that you're in and out of. But to me, I hold this space for you guys because I have never gotten one client out of this show. I have never gotten anything that like promotes me. And I want you guys to understand that this is it's not something I'm doing for ego. I'm doing it to highlight you. I'm doing it to make it a safe space because I learn something from every single guest that comes on this show. So maybe I am doing it for myself because I'm getting rewarded. But for the first Monday in April, for anybody that has been a guest on my show before, I invite you, if you would like to come on stage for a minute and give us an update. What has life been like since you've been on our show? What's something significant? However, I have a caveat, okay? Message me if you want, and I'm going to do a post about this probably tomorrow so people can remember. And Coach Carrie and Boris, you've been on the show now, so if something new comes by April, you can join. This is something that I kind of alluded to a couple weeks ago. Not everybody shows up for each other. We were just talking about presence and showing up for people with Coach Carrie. Some people join a show, they want to try to get some publicity, free advertising, and then they never support you again. They don't check in on you. They don't write on your posts. They never come back to a show. And I know life gets busy, guys. I know life gets busy. And some of you are multitasking. Some of you guys are on different time zones, all the things. I can't come to most of the daytime shows because work right now is just, I don't even want to go there right now. But I can't do what I did even last week. It's just gotten that much more intense. But you can show up sometimes. You can show up for 5 minutes. In a year, in 6 months, you can find one night to find 5 minutes to come and support somebody else, or do team replay, even if you don't watch the live. So I am opening my show to anybody that was a past guest this year. But if you are somebody that ghosted me, or you're just not active, you're not showing up for any of these other wonderful humans on their shows or comments, you're going to get pushed way down the list. And if I have too many people, you're just not going to be able to be on this show, because I want to highlight the people that are taking the time to highlight each other. So you got a month. If you haven't been highlighting other people and supporting people, it's not just my show I'm watching everybody, because I got me a lot of friends that do these shows. And like I said, they don't just come for nothing, guys. They don't come for nothing. Good, Charles. Charles from Hong Kong, and he's willing to come back here again. And he shows up whenever he can. And I think that's pretty amazing. Guys, I appreciate each and every one of you. I know sometimes I come across a little cranky when I'm saying this kind of stuff. Kenneth, you're so good to so many of us. We appreciate you in so many ways. Christy, I appreciate that. I really do. And I learn a lot from you. Okay. I learn a lot from you. Before you started showing up so much for so many people in the audio rooms, sometimes I was there for myself. I was like, I got to get this information out. I got to share this with people. I got to be there because, you know, Damien and I want to share all this information. And sometimes I wasn't reciprocating. And I think you, of all people, I mean, Damien, of course, he taught me a lot. But, you know, you really showed me, Christy, that you can show up for people regardless. And I can't thank you enough. And just the people that come to the show. And guys, we got David back. Did you see that? Because I was worried about him last week because he's always front row. And do you guys want to know who was front row this week? First time ever. Mr. Gabe Leal. Yeah. He usually slides in the end, asks us if we're still live, blah, blah, blah. He's hilarious. But that man is super busy too. So for him to slide in first row, front seat, just love that. Guys, you are all awesome. I could keep babbling. You could see me going on and on. Oh, honey, I got cranky Jackie side like you wouldn't imagine sometimes. I appreciate you though. But we're going to end the show because you guys got lives. You've got things to do, but I love you. I love the atmosphere that this show brings every time. I have not seen the cranky comments. There is only one person that sabotaged me after being on the show. There's people that have ghosted me. That's one thing. but everything else has been so positive and so wonderful. And I appreciate you. I am going to do the outro and end the show. And I've got Boris and Coach Carrie still in the green room. So if they're still there by the time the song's over, I get to talk to them again. If not, if they got to get going, I appreciate them so much. Make sure you are connecting with them because they are amazing. And I appreciate this. And thank you, Jane. Jane was an amazing guest a couple weeks ago. I just love her to death. Guys, we did it. We did it. First Monday. Okay. Go out there and celebrate women and think about kidneys, all the things, because why not learn more stuff? Why not be there for other people? Okay. I'm talking again too much. Okay. Are you ready? Here we go. Bye, guys.
Thank you for coming, for spending your time with us at Just Jacks, where repair can align. Re-entry with dignity, justice that restores. Conflict finds peace as we open new doors. Yeah. Family reunification under the same moon. Thanks so much for coming. We'll see you soon. Thank you for coming.